beautiful, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's new makeup releases. We are going to chat about the new makeup that's been released, announced, and sneak peeked, and I'm going to let you know whether or not I want to pick it up, and then you let me know down in the comments whether or not you're interested in these things. And remember to be kind and respectful towards each other. There's literally no need to be fighting over eyeshadow. This is the last video that I am filming before my Disney vacation. I am actually, as you're watching this, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm so excited. So next week there will be videos on my channel. There just will not be as many videos, and I also will probably not be active in the comments because I'm out living my best life, hanging out with my friends and just having a great old time. I did film this this eyeshadow, don't judge me, but I needed to see if these Merit eyeshadows truly were the best thing since sliced bread. And I can tell you, I don't know the quality of the sliced bread you're eating, but I can tell you that the sliced bread I'm eating is way better than this eyeshadow. I will have something up on probably Instagram, something like that, just showing you this, but I'm not super impressed, but I wanted to give it a shot. I'm all here for giving things a proper chance, so of course I will be trying it out a couple of different ways, but initial impression, I wouldn't spend $20+ on this. It's a little mediocre. But let's scoochy and we can start talking about the news. Let's actually start with talking about the second thing that I have on my face right now, which is this lip creme. I think they're called lip cremes by Sigma. Wait, I have a little card here. Lip creams, my bad. So this is a lip cream, and I'm gonna be honest with you, when I opened this package, I'm wearing this shade right here, the lightest one. When I opened this package, I showed my husband because he was in the kitchen when I opened this one, and I was like, did they send me the same shades? Has there been like a mistake made? But no mistake, they're all this similar. And I was thinking first I was gonna do a lip swatch video, but like, I am all for exploring different undertones and having just a little bit of a difference between some shades that people usually gravitate towards. And I get that like for Sigma, it is these rosy nudes that is the most popular, but like these two? And then this, I love you Sigma, but like, this is one of those, you know, the meme, spot the difference, and it's like, I can't, they're literally the same. Some of these are a little too similar, and I do think that two of these shades could have been something totally different. They are like a liquid, very pigmented gloss that is not goopy. It still feels thin. It feels like a nice creamy gloss. It doesn't feel watery. It's not sticky. It feels like a cream lipstick, but it's like opaque. That's usually not my absolute favorite formula, but I know for a lot of people it is. So if you're into like, you know, a high pigmented lip formula that's still in a gloss that's not goopy or super sticky, I definitely think you could like it. But some of these shades are just very similar, okay? So yeah, I think that these are launching, wait, I probably have here, September 19th. These are launching, which is not next week, but the week at, wow, that's a long time in the future. But yeah, that's when those are launching, so I don't know what to say. I love Sigma. I love Sigma's makeup, but I gotta say, even this swatch picture here, I told my husband, and I was like, there is a bigger difference between the skin color of the models than it is between the lip colors. And I mean, that's great. We love ourselves some diversity in the lip swatching models, but they're like, they could all be wearing the same gloss. There could have been a little bit more of a difference in that one. But that's the new release that I have here with me. I actually do have this here with me as well. I think we talked about this last week, but I do have it here. And I think it is launching, yeah, it's launching today. Let me go get it. It is the Bella Beauté bar palette. So this is the basic witch palette. There is a plastic here. Let me get rid of that one. And I do think it is pretty true in color to how it looks in like pictures of the palette. Honestly, it looks super beautiful. And you can probably even see some of the shifts that are like going on. Honestly, I think it's a really pretty palette, and you know that I really enjoy the Bella Beauté quality, so I am super excited to be trying this out. Again, I'm leaving for vacations, otherwise I would have probably had a dedicated video up on this one as a bonus video. time's up. I do not have any more time. I'm leaving Saturday morning at 8 o'clock and I do not have anything packed so far. So I will be using this somehow. I think it's absolutely beautiful and it is launching today. Another thing that has already launched is the new palette by ABH. I will say this is pretty much what I expected. I said in my last video, because when I filmed my last video, they hadn't shown the inside yet. And I said that I thought it was going to be like a modern version of the Modern Renaissance, like basically taking Modern Renaissance that came out in 2017, 18, 17, one of the two, maybe 16. No, it has to be 17 or 18, and just make it into like take it into 2023. And I do think that they have done that, because there is like a reddish brown, there are some dark greens instead, there is this vibrant purple. I think that if you own the Modern Renaissance and you still wanted to use that one, this will be a good complementary palette, but it still stands on its own. And I think that this is a smart way of being able to keep Modern Renaissance as well in the lineup, and maybe they can like put that in this new packaging as well, if we're gonna be totally honest. And they're like complementary to each other, but they're like not dupes of each other. So I do think that that's a smart idea too. This one is already available on the ABH website and is coming to like Sephora, and I'm guessing what else are it's available in a bunch of places. I will put a link down below, you can check it out. I would probably have purchased this one had I not been literally 1 foot out the door to leave for vacation. So I think I will do something with it. Honestly, I might lose interest as well and not end up picking it up, but I do think it looks pretty cool. The only thing, when I saw this, I'm like, why are the two identical greens? And even in different pictures, let me show you the swatch picture. You have a swatch picture here, and when it's swatched out on the darker skin tone, yeah, you can see there are two different greens, but I do not think that these are different enough. Like, what was the thought process? Because like, yeah, one is darker and one is lighter, but like, I don't know, but maybe they are different enough when you swatch it out here. But in some pictures, they don't look different at all. But now that I look even more on the swatch picture, yeah, you know what? Maybe they are different enough. You know what? I take it back. I take it back, because I will say I do like sometimes to have nuances in a palette. I like to be able to deepen up a nice shade with just a deeper version of it. And if that is how it works out, and it actually is as much of a difference as it's showing on this picture here, you know what? I could be down for that. I could be down for that. There's supposedly the one that's called Moonlight is an iridescent purple topper shade. And I love when they include stuff like that in the palette, because I feel like it becomes so versatile. So I don't know. Am I over the moon? No, but it's because I know some of the releases that are coming in just a couple of weeks. So I'm like, it's nice, it's okay, I might pick it up, but I'm not like ecstatic. You don't see me vibrating in my chair. Another thing that's just, I don't know what to say about this. These are the insides of those Hourglass palettes. And I told you, manage your expectations. They are going to be pretty much the same as they've been every year, just a different packaging. These are more of a collector's items where you are collecting the packaging and not necessarily the makeup, because a lot of these shades are repeat shades, and even the shades that are said to be new shades are still so similar to their already existing line that you could have told me that they're existing shades and I would not have picked a fight with you. I would not have been like, are you sure? I've been like, yes, seems about right. In this picture, the Owl palette is not showcased because that picture was released later. But let me tell you, it's pretty much this. It's this. They're all very similar. It seems to be like a lighter and one darker, and one. They're all the same, and they're exactly the same as they've always done. A bronzer, a highlighter, a diffusing powder, 2 pinky blushes, put a new cover on it, put it in the store, hope people don't realize that they're the same thing they released the past 5 years, and then rinse and repeat the next year. I think that this is even less interesting than what we saw last year, but this isn't marketed towards me. And this makes that abundantly clear. So let's just move on to the next thing. This one has me going, and this is the new thing from Nabla. We did talk a little bit about this last week because they were announcing that they were coming out with a new quad, and these quads are customizable. So the shadows are magnetic, and I think you buy them separately, and I think the palette, like the compact, is new and the shades are new as well, but I think you buy them separately. It seems to be 2 duochrome shadows and 2 pressed glitters. I don't love pressed glitters. I know a lot of people love them, but at least what I can say is that Nabla makes really high quality pressed glitters. So if you were wanting to try one, I think you would be good off trying one from Nabla, because I know from before, at least theirs are, like, they work the way they're intended to work. And then they have some Cupid arrows. I've actually gotten quite a few of those in PR from before from Nabla, and I think I've saved pretty much every one of them. They're really good. In the waterline, smudging your lower lash line, using as a base for your eyeshadow, or using as eyeshadow on its own. They're really pigmented, creamy, and they dry down. Really love them. So they're coming out with something that seems to be like a, almost like a rosewood, and then something that seems like a peach. I don't dislike that at all, because I think those are really nice colors. They're coming out with more shades in their matte lipsticks, and their matte lipsticks are great quality. Really, really great quality. These are pinks, which isn't necessarily my type of lip colors, but I don't mind them expanding on an already great product in just new colors that I think will appeal to a lot of people. And we are in our pink era. Everybody is living up their best Barbie life, so I don't think that's a bad idea at all. The thing that makes me super excited are the cheek duos. These cheek duos are called Two Reasons, and it is coming in a pink shade that is Sugar Rose, I think a lot of people will like. And then it is in Solar System, which seems to be a reddish orangey coral. That seems super intriguing. This was actually one of the cheek formulas that I really wanted to try. And what I really like about the duo, the pink one seems to be the two same shades in two different formulas. I don't love that. I don't mind them putting a duo with two different formulas, but just don't make the colors the same. In the other one, it seems like one of them is darker and one is lighter, and honestly, it might be the same in the pink one as well, but I'm very intrigued by that. I love the idea of a duo with a darker and a lighter shade, or like a shimmery and a matte, but just something that makes them actually different. Because remember that Simi Haze duo that had like a moussey cream and then the shiny cream, and they were the exact same color? I'm like, this would have made more sense if they were different colors at least. But that orangey one and the Cupid arrow, like those I'm very excited about. And Nabla did say that they want to send these to me, so maybe we'll do a Nabla video, because I have those single shadows as well, because a bunch of you were interested in that. And I don't think that it's going to be like a super hit on my channel, but it doesn't matter because I'm excited and I love Nabla. So maybe we'll just deep dive into Nabla when I get back from Disney. What do you think? There's a new foundation coming from Moira, and this is the Soft Matte Foundation. 34 shades, soft matte finished. I think that this seems pretty decent, and Moira is a very affordable brand. I love the idea of a soft matte foundation. I might actually try this one out if they have updated their website to actually describe the shades, or at least show some swatches of the shades, because the way it is set up right now with their like foundations, it is just blindfolded. There are no shade descriptions, there are no swatches. You don't know in any way, shape, or form what shade you are purchasing, if it is actually the right shade for you. You're guessing blindly, and I don't like that at all. Yes, you're an affordable brand, but you've got to try a little harder than that. Speaking of foundations, here's another one that I feel has the potential of being a hit, and this is from Estee Lauder. How often do we talk about Estee Lauder? Not that often, but I feel like it's a brand that just, you know, it keeps on going in the background. They don't care about social media. They're still doing great, probably. This is the Futurist Skin Tint Serum. I feel like there's a lot of buzzwords in that name that really could end up being a hit for the brand. This is a high-end brand, so it's $53, but this is a light coverage, silky serum foundation with the visible beauty benefits of a sheer tinted skin tone perfector for a glowy finish. Glowy finish. So is that like healthy skin, or is it like dewy madness? Because for me, there's like a difference. Formulated with soft clay and botanical oils that cocoon skin. Clay and oils. Huh. Again, I'm very intrigued by this one. This is launching on the 1st of October. And honestly, I could be about this. Oils and clay. Glowy skin. I feel like I'm putting like my detective hat on, and I'm like, huh. Ooh, let's quickly mention this one because I thought that this was so interesting. And BK Beauty, which is an Austin-based brand here in Texas, it seems like they're doing another collab with Angie Hot and Flashy. It says it's coming 9/22, so that is the 22nd of September. If you're from Europe and do not understand why Americans put the month first, listen, I've been so confused so many times. But it's coming on the 22nd of September, and I'm very excited to see, are they going to do more brushes? Are they going to dive into something else? I know that BK Beauty did a lash collab with Risa Loves Makeup. I'm just like, what are we looking what are we looking at here? I'm excited to see what this is. Big congratulations to Angie and big congratulations to BK Beauty as well, because I know they've had a lot of success with that collab. I cannot wait to see what it is. As soon as we know what it is, we'll talk about it. There is a new palette from Gourmand Girls, which is also an Austin-based brand. I know, a lot of good things are happening here in Austin. So this is a collaboration with Ice Cream Beauty, which is a subscription box for indie makeup. And I guess that this palette is going to be available in the box for this month. This is what I'm guessing. But you can also purchase the palette on the Gourmand Girls website, and it is $29.99, and you can use a discount code to get some money off. But honestly, I think it is a pretty cute palette. There are some similar, and I'm not saying this in any shady way, but there are some similarities to Hella palette, the one I did with Unasai last year. There are some greens, there are pink, there are yellow. I mean, I think it's cute. It's like a neutrally green fall palette with like a little twist. I think it looks pretty. I have no idea if I'm getting this in PR or not. And like I said, I'm going on vacation, so I'm trying to just, honestly, I'm trying to not buy makeup for a little bit, because it would be nice to not feel super stressed when I get back from vacation. You know, sometimes we need that. Oh, we need to talk about the Colourpop comeback. Colourpop has not been releasing anything for 2 weeks. I don't know if you've been noticing, but I've been noticing. And I gotta say, I think this is an amazing, fresh new look for Colourpop, because I love Colourpop. I love Colourpop as a brand, and I want to be super excited about every release that they do. And now they are doing a release with Haunted Mansion, which is, it started out as a ride at Disneyland or Disney World. I think they might be available at both places. I'm not 100% sure. I've been to Disneyland, but as I'm filming this, I have not been to Disney World. But of course, I mean, I will be soon. And then it is a movie that's now in theaters. I haven't seen it myself because I have not had time to go to the movies this past couple of weeks, but I'm super excited. I want to see it eventually. I'm guessing it's coming to Disney Plus eventually, right? That would make sense. That would make sense, right? Gotta say, this collection, I think it looks cute. I have no idea if it matches the ride or not, but I did see a creator put up like a collage, basically taking like pictures from the movie and then putting the palette next to it, and the color schemes seem to match perfectly. So I think they might be onto something, and I really like that the body glitter in this one is a glow in the dark. That's really, really cool. And I also think that this is a color story that we haven't necessarily seen from Colourpop, at least not this past year. It seems to be something that's bringing something a little bit new to the brand, and sometimes for a collab to work out, they can't just pick 100% shades that like, oh, the hair of this one or the belt of this one. It has to be something that's actually a cohesive color story that you can sell as well, that people can use. It has to be this like collaborative fine line between looking like the thing they're collabing with, but also being something that's like usable, sellable, looks like something that you could do something with. And I think, as a person who hasn't seen the movie and hasn't been at the ride, although Linda from Glitter Fallout told me soon you will, so apparently we're going on this ride and I'm super excited. That's gonna be so much fun. I think it looks cute. I don't hate it. This one, I checked the tracking and it seems like I'm getting it tomorrow, which will be too late for me to film with it. If I got it today, I might have been able to get something up as a little bonus thing, but it's coming to me tomorrow and I need to pack tomorrow, and I am leaving at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning, so I also would like to get a little bit of sleep. So I hope you're okay with me saving this until I get back from Disney. I'm thinking maybe a get ready with me talking about Disney, talking about going to Disney with, I think it's like 8 or 9 different YouTubers, and I can use this collection and I can talk about actually going on the haunted house ride. This is what I'm thinking. Let me know if you think it seems okay or not. There's no escaping holiday releases. We are knee deep in holiday now. So I wanted to talk about the NYX holiday collection. It is available at the NYX website, and it is Flamingo Frost. You know what? At least they're doing something different. Listen, hats off for doing something different. I am all for trying new things. I don't hate the color story. I love red and pink together. I think that's super cute. Honestly, I like that there's also drugstore brands that are doing holiday things, so that if you wanted to get something, you know, specific for the holiday season, or if you wanted to gift someone something holiday themed for Christmas, or as a, I don't know, a gift before Christmas, there are affordable options as well. And I think it looks good. And overall, NYX seems to have decent quality in most of the things, so I don't hate it. I think it looks pretty cute. Am I gonna buy it? Probably not. But I have so much makeup, but I don't hate the vibe of it, and I like that they went in a different direction. Let's also talk about a Halloween collection, and this one is from Wet n Wild. I feel like they always do the Fantasy Maker Halloween collection every year, and this is the 2023 edition. And from someone who has seen this for quite some years, this is pretty much what they give us every year, but they just changed the 2 to a 3 this year. I think the Ghost Sponge is super cute. I like that there are some vampy lip options here as well. And again, am I gonna buy it? No. But again, there is something, a Halloween collection at the drugstore. I like that. I like the accessibility of it, but I don't think that this will be something for me. Let's talk about one more holiday collection. There might be more. We'll talk about one. We'll talk about one more, and then let me talk about one thing that I actually bought, or I tried to buy it. One would say I succeeded, but we'll talk about it. This is from Too Faced. As sure we are that there's going to be Christmas each year, as sure we can be that Too Faced is going to come out with an excessively large holiday collection. And usually they do one holiday collection for Ulta and then a separate holiday collection for Sephora. Different things. From what I have heard, I am not a Too Faced connoisseur. I do not know a lot of things about Too Faced quality. I think the only thing that I own from them is a lip liner and the Italian Spritz palette. I think that that's it. No, I own that lip liner with the plumping as well, but let me tell you, that's about to be decluttered. I don't know a lot about Too Faced, but I've heard that the quality of the holiday palettes, the ones or like specific holiday collections, just aren't the same as their normal quality. And I think it makes sense. It's not made for the beauty community. It's not made for beauty lovers. It's made to be gifted to the people that maybe ask for makeup for Christmas and then they use that until next Christmas, which makes sense. I wish, of course, that they would have the same quality in there, but I totally understand that these collections are meant for another type of customer. These are meant to be gifts. With that being said, this is pretty much the same as what I told you that Hourglass does. It's the same inside, they just changed the packaging a little bit. With that being said, I want to talk a little bit about the Popcorn Ball eyeshadow palette, because I think that eyeshadow palette actually has a pretty interesting color story. It is like a mauve neutral palette with a pop of purple and orange, and I don't hate that at all, because honestly, orange and purple works really good together. There's a bunch of shades that just look really nice together with purple. Peaches, reds, corals, but also oranges look really nice. So I do think that palette in itself has a really nice color story, and I kind of wish that they would expand on that color story for maybe like a spring palette, or maybe for their like food themed palette for next year, you know, the waffle thingamajig. I don't know. I like the idea of that quite a lot, honestly. I think it looks really cute. It seems like this is the Ulta collection. So yeah, just hang on to your panties. I'm sure we'll be talking about the Sephora one next week. Oh, by the way, speaking of that, there will be a new makeup releases next week. It just will not be on Friday. It will be on Sunday instead. So just letting you know about that as well. Oh, one more indie release, and this is from It's Bel, and I haven't seen anything from them for a bit. They are releasing a collection with this, but I want to talk about the palette mainly. This is the Pixie Groove collection, and honestly, it looks really, really cute. Again, I like the muted greens and almost grungy tones with the pops. I love when you mix different undertones and different color families and different almost ideas or different schools in one palette. I think it just brings so much interesting like choices to be had with like the shades are in here. Like, there are grungy greens and like burgundies, and then there's a poppy, almost neon orange with 2 mints. I like it. I think it's super cute. I think that this looks, I think it looks cute. Oh yeah, talk about the thing that I wanted to buy, but then I wasn't able. This is from Fantasy Cosmetica. They have, I don't know when they started with that. I think it was with their Druid palette. They started, no, it was with the Rogue palette. They started to do some perfumes. So they have a Rogue, a Druid, a Fighter, and now they've added to the Sorcerer, they've added a perfume as well. So basically to the palette, they're adding a perfume. These perfumes cannot be shipped outside of US because of regulations, but she has a perfume oil as well, and that one can be shipped internationally. It's because of alcohol. Like, alcohol is really hard to ship, but this one has top notes are passion fruit, bitter orange, sugared lime, and pitanga, and then heart notes is pink pineapple, pineapple nectar, coconut, and mango blossom, and then in the base it's vanilla, sugar musk, and sweet melon. It's a fruity scent. So I felt like I needed to have it. I will say the presence of vanilla and sugar musk makes me think that it might be, you know, I'm always like, is it fruit salad or is it fruit cake? I don't want it to be a gourmand. I want it to be fruit salad, but there are so many fruit notes in this one. So I'm guessing that this is going to be a very fruity scent, and after a couple of hours, it's going to feel more like cake. That is what I'm thinking just reading these notes. But I did purchase this one because I was like, I want to try this one because it released with a palette that's already released. And I don't mind buying stuff myself. Like, if I want it, I'll buy it. It's not that deep. But Fantasy Cosmetica reached out to me and they actually refunded me my order because she was like, girl, I'm sending this to you in PR, but I'm excited that you're this excited. I'm like, I'm excited. I want it. So we were laughing about it a little bit, but I did make an effort to purchase this one, but I am super excited to try this one out, and I will let you know how I feel about it. Speaking of perfumes, here is another perfume that I don't know if I'm gonna blind buy it. If this is offered in a smaller bottle, like in a travel spray, I probably will blind buy it. This is Smokin' Hot by Killian. I have 2 Killian perfumes. I have Rollin' in Love, which is a more classical feminine powdery perfume, which is normally not my type, but I actually think they did this scent really, really well. And then I have it's called something brandy. Okay, I had to go get it. It is Angel Share, which to me smells like a boozy cinnamon apple pie. And I'm normally not, like I said, a gourmand like perfume, but because of how spicy and sexy this is, it really works for me. It really works for me. And this one is a amber spicy fragrance for women and men. This is a new fragrance, and this one has apple, smoke, and cinnamon. And then it has tobacco, moss, bourbon vanilla, and organox. This sounds like it's gonna be a more woody, smoky version of this one with like leather and moss and smoke, and I'm just like, I need it so bad. So I wonder if this is gonna be available now. Oh, it's only $290. What a steal. 50 milliliters of the parfum. So yeah, I need to see if this one will eventually come in a smaller size as well. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go and smell it. I can spend on the perfect perfume, but I won't blind buy something for $300. I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. Another perfume that I wanted to mention, let's just take the perfumes as we're here, and this is from Boy Smells. I actually do have some scents from Boy Smells that I really like. I think they have a very quirky and unusual scent profile, and this one is Vanilla Era, and I feel like vanilla is just very big right now. I don't hate vanilla perfumes, but it's definitely not a note that I look for. Again, because I don't like things that are too sweet. I don't like things that are too gourmand. Usually there are exceptions, but it's definitely not a note that I am looking for. So this is said to be warm and spicy though, which is, I like a spicy perfume a lot. Some of my favorite perfumes are spicy. It is a sweet gourmand, and that's where I'm like, I don't know. This is Vanilla Absolute, White Tulip, and Black Amber. It seems, like I said, they have very interesting scents. Boy Smells, it's sold at Sephora, so I'm sure this will be available at Sephora, and maybe we can all sniff it at Sephora as well. But I just wanted to let you know if you also are intrigued in what Boy Smells is doing. I'm gonna have to censor this a bit because this brand seems to have a love for PPs, and this is Isamaya Beauty, and she's coming out with even more, I'm guessing, lip products. And for I mean, is budget down? Is that what we're just doing, like the doodle little PPs instead of the full cast? I don't know. I have no interest whatsoever in this. It's not that I'm against it. I don't care. I'm not a prude. I'm just not. I'm not trying to be like a forced rebel to the point where I'm pulling out something that's this from my purse. I have no desire to be that person. This is a new thing coming from Adept Cosmetics. Were you able to get the Cimmerian Sunset last week? I actually was. I got the Cimmerian Sunset. I will say it hasn't shipped yet, so not that that matters because, like I said, I'm going on vacation. But that is something that I will be able to dive into when I get back from my vacation. But this is the new Holiday Multi-Use Palette Rainbow Raider. So this is an all powder palette. It is coming along with a restock of the Catrice White palette, which was 2 cream duochrome multichrome highlighters and 2 like rainbow iridescent powder highlighters, if I'm not totally mistaken. This is a picture that she just took herself off the palette. This isn't for me. I mean, I really like Adept Cosmetics quality, but I just have realized that a full shimmer palette isn't my journey. I don't reach for palettes like that, unfortunately. I do reach for all matte palettes as a companion palette, but I just don't reach for all shimmer palettes. I don't know why. It's the way it is. But if you love Adept and if you love all shimmers, I'm sure these are going to be beautiful. It's just not something that I'm going to be digging into. This is for Makeup Revolution. I'm actually surprised that it took Makeup Revolution this long to dupe Charlotte Tilbury, but here we are. This is their version of the those like skin colored glowy things with a wand. Bright Light Face Glow. It is available now. I was actually at the Makeup Revolution website picking some pictures for my thumbnail with the Makeup Revolution and Grease collection that I had live on Wednesday. If you were interested in seeing how a lot of that sold out. I wonder if they're gonna restock. I was like, wow, people seem to love Grease as much as I do. So if you were interested in that, that was Wednesday's video, and I saw that these were live. So if you were interested in trying them out, they're available. Essence and Catrice seems to have the same long-term contract with Disney as Colourpop has. Catrice is doing a Winnie the Pooh collection. Per usual, it is super big and lots of eyeshadow palettes, lots of products. I feel like the way that Makeup Revolution has unnecessarily big collections, Catrice and Essence are the exact same when they're doing collabs. They will have like a million eyeshadow palettes and a trillion different products, and it's just like, can we just calm down a little bit? But again, I am excited to see a more affordable option at the drugstore. I mean, this is a German brand, so I'm guessing this might be available at like Douglas or something where you can go and purchase these products. And again, I'm super excited to see things, even though I'm not living in Europe right now. I'm excited to see things coming that's fun from like European brands as well, because I will be moving back one day, so like I would like to see the market thriving. The color stores are not awful. They do have a yellow and brown palette, which is my favorite combo to do with neutrals. I don't hate it, but I don't need it. Maybe I would have felt different if this was one of my favorite like Disney movies, like Emperor's New Groove. I would have been singing a different tune, let me tell you. So speaking of that then, this is the Essence and Disney. This is more of a Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse collection. Again, I don't need this either. None of it. I don't need any of it. But again, I am excited to see an affordable like Disney collab if Colourpop is not as readily available to you as it is here in like the US. This probably will be instead. And I love there's one of those headbands that you can have when you use your skincare or when you wash your face with the mini ears with the little bow. That's a really cool addition to the collection. I think that's a cool accessory to have in there. Other than that, no. I don't need it, but maybe you do. Okay, let's talk about one last thing, and then I'm just gonna check if I missed any news that came up, because I saved these pictures last night, and I mean, you never know, something could have happened since then. And this is from Lancome. First of all, this is one of the most beautiful product pictures I've seen in a really long time. This picture in itself inspires me. And this is the Hypnose Serum Infused Mascara. It's now coming in different colors. So there is a there used to be a black, and now there is a green, a blue, and a burgundy. That is super, super, super cute. Sapphire blue, amethyst, burgundy, emerald green. That's gorgeous. And I'm just sitting here because this is not the first colored mascara release from a more expensive brand. I think Saint Laurent had one just a couple of weeks ago. I don't know if we talked about it, but I saw that it was coming, and I'm just like, are luxury brands out here trying to make colored mascara big again? I mean, I'm not against it. I'm not against it. What do you think? Could you be the person? Do you think that colored mascara could ever be as popular again as it was in the 80s? Never say never. Never say never. Okay, this seems to be new as well, so let's just talk about it. It seems like with their holiday collection, Hourglass is also releasing a brush in the same pattern as the snake palette. I think that that looks really cute. This is a limited edition travel-sized powder brush for on-the-go application featuring exclusive artwork by the London-based illustrator Katie Scott. Okay, so these are vegan bristles, which means that it's a synthetic brush, if that is something that's very important to you. And I mean, it's $54, which is a lot of money for a brush. But here's the thing, if you are dying to try and get one of these palettes just because you wanted the packaging, but you're like, I don't need more of the same powders, honestly, maybe this brush would be a better idea. I will link it down below together with all of the other things that I'm talking about in today's episode. Everything will be in the description box, but let me scooch back and we can just have a chat. So for me, I am not going to be buying anything right now, and I think I will be probably like either visiting Sephora or Ulta when I'm like in Orlando, or I will maybe make an order when I'm like heading back from Orlando for the things that I might have decided that I wanted to try, which might be no items at all, because Lord knows I have stuff that I want to film with here at home. I think one of the palettes that I will be digging into when I get back is the Basic Witch palette by Bella Beauty Bar. I'm so excited about this one. I am also very excited about that Colourpop collection. I think it looks well-rounded. I think it looks fun. It's always nice again to see some really fun collabs from affordable brands. So I am excited to be trying that out. Unfortunately, I don't have time now, but I will be trying it out later. Let me know what you're the most interested in. I would love to hear about it down in the comments. I hope you're having an absolutely amazing Friday, and I will see you again on Monday for a new video, but me, I will be on vacation, hanging out with my friends, hopefully having a great time. Bye!